Hey, architecture firm owners and emerging leaders. Get ready for unparalleled insight into the development of a world-class architecture firm and a worldwide organization driving the digital transformation of the design and construction industry. With Build Smart, the podcast that's changing how our profession operates. We share the incredible stories behind innovation in the building industry with my friend and co-host, Patrick McLeamy, FAIA, former CEO of the international architecture firm, HOK.
You know, Yamasaki's office or firm lasted during his lifetime. And when he passed away, I think that was the end of the Yamasaki office. Helmut did not want that. He wanted a firm that would live out and grow beyond the founders.
In Season 1, discover the untold stories behind HOK's meteoric rise, from 150 employees in St. Louis to a powerhouse with over 1,900 staff members and 27 offices worldwide.
You know, they weren't as polite as the Kojima people. That was just boom. And anytime you have a creditor, whether it's Kojima or the bank, that wants their money, unless you can raise money someplace else, you are out of business.
Bankrupt. And hold on tight for Season 2, where Patrick takes us on a new adventure as chairman of Building Smart International, shaping the future of digital transformation in the design, construction, and operation of built assets.
Ian Howell, Ken Harold, and I, Ken was my technical representative from HOK. The three of us took a tour of Europe of 5 cities in 5 days. Very busy time.
Simply follow the link in the show notes to subscribe to Build Smart now and uncover lessons that will transform you and your architecture firm. Hey, architecture firm owners and emerging leaders. Get ready for unparalleled insight into the development of a world-class architecture firm and a worldwide organization driving the digital transformation of the design and construction industry. With Build Smart, the podcast that's changing how our profession operates. We share the incredible stories behind innovation in the building industry with my friend and co-host, Patrick McLeamy, FAIA, former CEO of the international architecture firm, HOK.
You know, Yamasaki's office or firm lasted during his lifetime. And when he passed away, I think that was the end of the Yamasaki office. Helmut did not want that. He wanted a firm that would live out and grow beyond the founders.
In Season 1, discover the untold stories behind HOK's meteoric rise, from 150 employees in St. Louis to a powerhouse with over 1,900 staff members and 27 offices worldwide.
You know, they weren't as polite as the Kojima people. That was just boom. And anytime you have a creditor, whether it's Kojima or the bank, that wants their money, unless you can raise money someplace else, you are out of business.
Bankrupt. And hold on tight for Season 2, where Patrick takes us on a new adventure as chairman of Building Smart International, shaping the future of digital transformation in the design, construction, and operation of built assets.
Ian Howell, Ken Harold, and I, Ken was my technical representative from HOK. The three of us took a tour of Europe of 5 cities in 5 days. Very busy time.
Simply follow the link in the show notes to subscribe to Build Smart now and uncover lessons that will transform you and your architecture firm. My name is Mark R. LePage, and you are listening to EntreArchitect Podcast, where each week I speak with inspiring, passionate people who share their knowledge and expertise, all to help you build a better business as a small firm entrepreneur architect. Vicky Chan, welcome to EntreArchitect Podcast.
Hi, Mark. Thank you for inviting me back.
Yes, it's great to have you back, Vicky. Vicky Chan founded Avoid Obvious Architects in 2012 with offices in New York and Hong Kong. The firm has been pursuing sustainable building and sustainable cities with a focus on combining art and green technologies. And his projects have won 48 international awards and has been exhibited in 37 cities. Vicky's projects include master planning for the World Trade Center in New York, Sheung Wan Fiesta in Hong Kong, and various city designs in Canada and China and India. Vicky founded a volunteering organization and has taught over 6,000 children about sustainable design and architecture. And he believes our future will be brighter if children are more equipped with creative and sustainable thinking. We talked about Vicky. We didn't talk about Vicky. We talked about architecture for children with Vicky back in episode 169. So a while back, but we went deep about that project and how it was working back then. It's still going. It's still growing. So you can listen to that episode 169 and learn all about that. Vicky served as the AIA Hong Kong Chapter as president in 2020, and he's the chairman of Walk DVRC, an NGO to promote walkability. So this is a man who is doing a lot out there in the world of architecture from many, many different angles, many different perspectives, having an impact in many, many different levels. Vicky, it's great to have you back on the show.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for the great introduction.
Let's remind people who you are. Let's go back to your origin story. Let's go back to where you discovered architecture, what inspired you to become an architect, and then share that story to where we are today, and then we'll give them an update on what's going on over there.
Yeah, I went to study architecture mostly because when I was in school, I was good at art and good at math. So at the beginning, it makes sense for me to try to combine these two subjects that I love as a kid. And then after that, while I was in college, many different internship kind of inspired me to fall in love with the profession. I understand many people from my peer that they may actually pursue something actually quite different than architecture. Someone actually went into photography. Some people would do different type of trade related to the building industry. But I stay in the course of architecture, and along the way, it just found a different passion in terms of education of architecture, in terms of using NGO or nonprofit organization to influence city design or policy on walkability. So many of that kind of go back to where I was as an architect. I felt like the trade of our knowledge could really influence more than one type of industry, and really wanted and that's how I still believe today that architects is really the right choice for my career.
What kind of work are you doing today? What kind of work does the firm do?
We do a lot of landscape work. For the last 3 years, we do a lot of urban farms. We have built several farms in China. We are doing one right now in Vermont, and we are doing several both interior as a landscape project and both exterior as a park landscape project. And many of this work we do is also integrated into architecture. So sometimes within the landscape, there would be a greenhouse for all kind of purposes. Sometimes a greenhouse will have plant inside as a classroom. Sometimes they have greenhouse. It become a religious space where people go and worship the religion that they have. Because plant in many ways are just very natural. So it really kind of tie architecture and the whole experience of well-being, people's interaction, and their closeness to one another and to nature, all into this one holistic experience. So for the last 3 or 4 years, all of our master planning in Canada, every time it always included different type of urban farming, different type of landscape that really try to put architecture together with the rest of the context.
What inspired you to pursue urban farming? I mean, where did that idea come from? How did you learn about that and start integrating that into your architecture?
I graduated from New York, from Pratt, and at Pratt Institute, my graduating thesis were actually an urban farm in Saudi Arabia. At the time, it was actually, I didn't know the term at the time. It was more like a hydroponic system that we studied. It's basically using water as a way to grow your plant. I guess today's everyone actually use it to grow marijuana. But at the time when I graduated, we studied that technology as a way to make the city more sustainable, especially in a region where you don't have a lot of natural water like Saudi Arabia. So at the time, that makes a lot of sense to me as a student, but it didn't make a lot of sense at all as an architect, because there's so many elements that now looking back, I knew I was missing. So throughout the last 12 years of career, I continue to kind of look for the solution. Sometimes it could be just a small plan that experiment we do in the office, and then we grow bigger and bigger, into interior design of a restaurant that included farm to table, and then it grow bigger that it included the whole urban farm, and then it continued to grow bigger that the whole city plan was actually based on the idea of self-generating, self-sustaining food source and water source. So all of that actually is not too far off from everything that people are talking about today, that we wanted to be self-sustaining, especially after and during, we're still in the middle of a pandemic, that with all the logistics being so much more difficult, everyone's starting to realize that, hey, we actually need our own source of food. We needed our own source of a manufacturer and all kinds of things. So that idea actually is going even further and better for us. That the Vermont project that we got a month ago, it is all actually coming from that angle, because people are more willing to work from home. People are more willing to get closer to nature, that they found this opportunity and this farm to be able to offer that experience for people to rent some villa in the middle of a farm to learn about farming. But at the same time, it could be a place where people could rent for a couple of months and work from home. I mean, obviously, it's an experience for people who have a bit of a financial freedom to be able to set their office in this type of location for 2 months. But at the same time, I think we're still going in the right direction for that specific project in Vermont.
I'm sure you mentioned the pandemic. I'm sure in the past year and a half, 2 years, there's been a lot of new backyard gardening happening, inspired, people sort of realizing that it's a great opportunity to be able to grow your own food and take it right from your garden and bring it into your kitchen and cook it up and sustain yourself. Explain how these urban farms work, because I've never seen an urban farm and I don't know exactly how they work. Can you explain sort of how they work functionally?
Okay. I will talk about actually the one that we are building right now in Hong Kong, which I also fundraise. I'll get to the fundraising part later, but I'm going to talk about the technicality of the design first. So the multiple type of farming that can grow the type of food that you want. The one that I'm doing actually combines 3 type of farming technology. One is called the hydroponic, which many people use today for indoor marijuana growing. So it's mostly using LED light, and then they grow different species out of water. So in some way, it's safe like soil, because and then they can stack them in trays, multiple towers. It's almost like a factory, high-end factory that is very controlled environment, control humidity. They can even control exactly when the flower is going to bloom. Everything could be highly calculated in terms of energy input and the output of the food that they get. So that was the kind of the high-end type of farming, which the NASA is also using to generate oxygen when they go to Mars. There's 2 other type that we have. Is obviously the organic type, that you actually have a soil on the ground and then you grow something. But even with that, we also realize that for ADA or different type of barrier accessibility issues, that we have to be able to turn the farm at a different working level. So even with the organic, we have to invent and innovate different ways to we have traditional way people could just get down onto the ground, but there are also tables that even if you are on a wheelchair, that you could still farm on the table. And then the last technology has been around for centuries. It's basically aquaponic. You have fish, and then the fish, they generate poop. They poop, and the poop will be feeding into the plant, and then it becomes a cycle. And so in the last technology, people could actually consume the fish as well. So with these three technology together, we combine it all into urban farm. So in some way, the produce that you get out of the farm is not exactly enough. It won't be ever enough to feed the whole neighborhood, right?
Right.
It's not the purpose of it, but it feed, like, let's say, a tiny percentage, I would say, because but the more important thing is also kind of the psychological and the sustainable education. The psychological is actually a great improvement, especially in an urban dense environment. People are dying to try to get to the green by having more hands-on experience that you could actually touch the greenery. The research and our own research, other people's research across Asia, across Europe, across North America, is that it just improves our mental health drastically if people are committed to once a week on the farm. So that is kind of the second aspect that we can improve, is the well-being, the psychological well-being of it. And the actual food production is also quite interesting. It really depends on what you eat. If we are in some really cold area that we import a lot of food, many times in the U.S., in the northern part of the U.S., they import food from Florida. So in some way, that kind of has quite a bit of like food mile to it. So being able to grow locally, our biggest argument is that we reduce a food mile. But like I said, our farm is still not big enough to be like a food grade production. But I think we just have to set it in the right direction for people to realize that the food mile they usually consume could be in the future drastically reduced if we just do the city planning a little bit differently.
Who benefits from these farms? Are these public farms, or are they private farms? And who benefits from the food that's being produced?
We have built two urban farms like near Hong Kong. One of them, the one that really just open to the community, is just a public farm. People walk in, they just sign up for a specific day, and then they go in, and then we had a trained farmer to give them a guided tour on what to do. So just the general public could just enjoy.
So is that owned by the government?
The first one is owned by a very generous developer who treated this project as a sustainable project.
Got it. Okay.
So the second one is owned by a nonprofit organization, the one I'm building in Hong Kong right now, which is the K Farm, which is about to open in a month. So that one is owned. Technically, the land is owned by the government, but they lease it to a nonprofit organization, and we run it to serve the community at almost close to no charge. Just like the basic, there are some tours that require money, but it's just to cover the basic cost of producing all the work to get to where they need to be. But basically, anyone in the community just walk in and they could sign up.
Yeah. It sounds fantastic. How are these projects funded?
The one that we're doing, K Farm in Hong Kong, that one is actually funded through a fundraising process. We were very lucky as a team of architects. We work with the farmers. We work with the educator, which also owns the nonprofit institute. So together, from an educator point of view, a farming point of view, and architectural point of view, we form an initiative at the beginning to submit to the government to say that we have this idea and we wanted to build it. So we got control of the land first, which we got for the first donation. We got the land for only $1, basically 2,000 square feet. They only give it to us for $1, so it's free, essentially. And then after that, we continue to pitch to other big corporation. Some of them are charity, and we told them that, hey, we want this land, and then we have this idea, and we wanted to do it. And some of the money still came from the government's donation. They believe that by giving us the land, they should also give us the facility to build it. The other half came from some charity who believe in our education benefit to the community, because we're teaching the sustainable living. So they believe that that will be an impact to the next generation on how they could live in Hong Kong. And lastly, it just like commercial sectors who were interested to donate to sustainable initiative. And so they put different art. I mean, it's kind of like the farm is big, right? There's many locations for them to put like some mural, some art. So we created a lot of fundraising package to say that if you make this mural X by Y dimension will require you to commit X amount of money. And if they're willing to do it, their name will be like as part of the mural and something like that. So we have done several of that packages, and it was successful. And so to get finally, we were able to gather like $7 million USD in order to run and operate this farm for the next 5 years. The money we get is not a lot in American standard. $7 million, I guess in some neighborhood you can probably only buy an apartment. Yeah. But I mean, in some other neighborhood, you can probably buy something a bit more. But as a whole, for a 20,000 square feet farm, is really like just quite generous, and especially it's all for charity purpose, because people who donate to us do not expect any dollar back. Basically, unlike investing in real estate, this is like pure one way. There's nothing that they could get back. So we were very lucky that we were able to convince them. As a young team, we did the fundraising package. We did some video to prove to the investor that this is possible. We also go out and just reach out to the community and talk. So many of this step was actually really weird as an architect, because we didn't know what to do. We weren't trained to talk to investor like that way. We weren't trained to talk to community directly about giving us money to build something. So, but throughout the process, we get to kind of experience the whole set in the last 3 years, and that makes us like really like grow and learn as an architect. It really also pull me down and get me even closer to the grassroots level. I have to listen to things that I don't like to hear. That at the beginning, everyone told me that just get away from our area. I don't need a farm here. Like just I need this and that. But we bear and then explain through it. We kind of try our best not to fight, but listen and then incorporate all this idea that people dislike about us and our design. And then when we opened in multiple phases, the first phase actually opened 2 months ago. When I opened, everyone said, "Wow, I love it," and I almost wanted to tell them to say, "Hey, I told you so." But but it was quite interesting as a way to kind of sometimes say and prove to all this sayer that hey, especially I'm not doing a for-profit project. Like sometimes non-profit projects, just let me and let us do it. If we have the right mood and right design for it, I think they just have to kind of let go and check it out when we are done. And they have been doing it, and we're just very happy and grateful that we almost receive like 100% positive feedback compared to at the beginning. I would say 50% of the people hated us, 50% of the people kind of support us. So we improved the approval rating drastically.
Yeah. You need to get testimonials from those people for the next project.
Yeah.
Let's take a break to thank our sponsors for their support of this episode. Let's talk ArcViz technology. Powered by the near limitless Unreal Engine, our friends at Twinmotion offer a fast and easy way to produce stunning real-time visualizations and immersive experiences for your clients. Twinmotion gives you the tools you need to make faster decisions and relay information to your clients in a way that instantly speaks to them. Breathe life into your scene by changing the season, the weather, the time of day, just by moving a slider, immersing your clients in a way that they'll love and, more importantly, be able to truly picture themselves in. Why not share your design with stakeholders in collaborative reviews and edit your scene together? There's no better way to get buy-in than making your clients feel part of the development process. Right now, they're running an exclusive free trial. Check it out at twinmotion.link/EntreArchitect. That's twinmotion.link/EntreArchitect to get Twinmotion for free. BIM can be important for your next project, but it's not the only thing you need for your next project. That's why it's important that 95% of manufacturers who offer free BIM files on ARCAT also offer another type of data or information that your project may need. That means 95% of the products with BIM also have CAD files, are in a specification, in a patented spec wizard, or may have product information to help you make the right selection. So stop going to a site with just BIM and go to arcat.com to get everything you need for your next project for free and without registering. No cost, no credit card, no email. It's free. That's arcat.com, ARCAT.com. When building a business you're passionate about, it's easy to feel like there aren't enough hours in the day. And if you're doing all the invoicing and accounting on your own, you're probably spending time on work you don't love. FreshBooks is built for business owners like us. It's the all-in-one accounting software that saves entrepreneurs and freelancers up to 11 hours a week. That's 11 hours that you could spend nailing a client pitch, designing your next project, or building your business as an architect. From preparing, sending, and following up on invoices, to tracking and managing expenses, to processing online payments, FreshBooks automates and simplifies all the tough and annoying parts of running your own business. So try FreshBooks for free for 30 days. No credit card required. Go to EntreArchitect.com/FreshBooks and enter EntreArchitect in the How Did You Hear About Us section and get more time back to build the business you love. That's EntreArchitect.com/FreshBook. Please visit our platform sponsors today and thank them for supporting you, the EntreArchitect community. So I talk to a lot of architects who have ideas for nonprofits. It's very common in architecture that they want to give back, right? They want to use their skills to benefit society. And many of them try it and it doesn't work, or they just can't figure out how to make it work. Do you have any advice for those architects who want to leverage their skills as architects as a nonprofit? Is there any supplemental income that you have that allows you to pursue this passion, or is there some way that you're earning enough money through the nonprofit that it allows you to sustain yourself financially? Do you have any suggestions to architects who want to pursue that?
That's a tough question because I can break it down into actually basically two levels, from a personal level and also a firm level. I mean,
Great.
Although my business side, although it has grown quite a bit since the last time I talked to you, but personally, I still live a very simple life. Last time I met you, I just had my newborn son, but together with my wife and my son, we still live a very, very affordable life. Nothing too fancy. So on that way, many people at my career right now, they do own quite a bit of stuff. I don't. But I invested most of my earning back into my business to be able to do all this nonprofit work that I dream of. So there are some sacrifices on the personal side that by my age right now, I should be able to achieve a bit more financially, but I'm not yet there. But on the business side, there are some other way that we continue to make up income for the nonprofit work where we do. First of all, not every single nonprofit idea we had was successful. I think in 2020 alone, we probably sent out 20 different nonprofit idea out to the government. Out of the 20 of them, probably only one of them were successful at the end, but all 20 of them require our time. So we just learned the first tips is that we just learn to work so fast and efficiently because all this nonprofit idea, as much as I love them, we just cannot afford the same amount of time that we spend on a private project. And the second tips I had how to run this is we were just quite lucky that people love us to be able to do this nonprofit work. So we also have for-profit project, and they love it by telling us that we like you because you working with our team feels like we were donating to charity, because they knew that I mean, they can see me, they can see my studio, that we were just basically reinvesting every energy back into the community. So they felt good about it. And we were lucky enough that along the way, there were a couple, not too many, but a couple of them were willing to give us the master plan in Canada. That was a for-profit project. So that actually gave us additional income to keep us going. And my team, lastly, were just so generous. They are so talented. They deserve probably 2 or 3 times of their salary if they work for the big corporate American firm. But they chose to work with our team because they just love the idea. So because of their sacrifice that they make in their own personal income, we were able to keep our fee affordable for the nonprofit client.
So it sounds like there's a combination of determination and sacrifice. You said sacrifice several times, and that's something that I often tell young architects who have these ideas, that there's a choice, right? You can pursue this and you can go for it, but you're not going to be able to do both. You're not going to be able to be that rich and famous architect and be a super successful philanthropist, doing not right out of the box, right? You need to pursue one, focus on it, and then pursue the other. And it sounds also like you are working hard on the Avoid Obvious Architect side to grow that into a big, successful, financially successful firm. And some of that success is helping to support the other projects that you have. Is that correct?
Yes. We don't do 100% nonprofit work. Although funny enough that in 2020, that's all that we had because of the pandemic. But we do accept a for-profit project in order to sustain the rest of the idea and the practice that we wanted to run. But we become a little magnet of attracting different NGO and government policymakers, because once we finish one nonprofit project, the farm become quite a little bit of not super well known, but at least it made a name among certain important figures, and they have continued to approach us for other nonprofit work that we're doing. So we don't do the nonprofit work completely free, right? After we are able to successfully fundraise it, I still need some basic manpower and labor, to generate a cost. So we took some of the money into the studio to pay for the salary as well. We don't make a profit out of it. We just can't cover the baseline.
Right. And you also said that you tried dozens of projects and then one succeeded. And so that's another lesson to learn, is that it takes that persistence and that determination and that grit to keep on trying until one works, right?
Yeah. The other project that we've been trying very hard in 2020, I mentioned almost 20 different projects that didn't go through. Actually, I would say 18 of them were affordable housing. Housing, I guess, in U.S., across the world in all major urban cities become a really, really big topics that, people are running out of places to live, especially for some unfortunate part of the neighborhood or families. And as an architect, I think everyone is trying to come up with a solution. And we thought we had some really down to earth, simple, low budget solution. It's just modular construction, basically those container home. Everyone has been doing it, so we've been doing it as well. And but every time we present the project, it was kind of funny. It's not that we couldn't find funding. It's not that we don't have the design. It just we failed to secure a neighborhood that are willing to accept this group of people. Every time we present to the community and say that we will do this housing here, all the neighbors no, not in my backyard.
Right. Everybody wants it to happen, but nobody wants it in their backyard.
Yes. So all 18 projects, I would say, actually failed because of that reason. I don't want to blame the community. I don't want to blame them, but I don't see any way out. Someone got to give me a land to build something.
Right. Yeah. So Vicky, you also last time you were here, we talked about Architecture for Children, and that's another, charity that you work with, that you've founded. Can you just give us an update on that and how that's going and what's happening over there?
Sounds good. We have been still teaching on a weekly basis. The idea of the teaching has actually expanded internationally. We started it in New York, and then when I moved to Hong Kong, we also started the program in Hong Kong. But because of the fact that we can't physically be everywhere, so we decided to starting to actually record more video, record more syllabus online. So we just distributed those video and syllabus for free on the internet. And from that, like, we grow a bit more attention. Just last week, the institute in Singapore said that they wanted to borrow our syllabus to influence the local education in Singapore. We were teaching in India. We were teaching in Russia. We were also teaching in several other countries, like Peru, through sometimes like just virtual classes, and that becomes quite interesting as a way for us to influence the rest of the world without needing to invest a lot, and we just kind of get to break free from the traditional teaching, and now we have also been very lucky that a U.S. publisher were able to collect all this idea we have for the last 20 years, and then wanted to publish a book about it. So there will be a new publication coming out that kind of combine all of our syllabus into one publication. And with that said, like all of the volunteers that we collected, it become very, very diverse. Like when we were doing the book, like there are contributors that came from like Saudi Arabia, US, in different types of trade, including urban planner, landscape architects. So it becomes like we call it architecture for children, but like the term architecture becomes so diverse now that we are teaching city planning and all type of like things related to sustainable design. So it was quite a fantastic experience. And I work a lot with the AIA. Like I mentioned, you mentioned in my bio that I was the president for the AIA Hong Kong Chapter. So with them, we were able to connect a lot of volunteers, and they love the communal impact that we do, and leveraging them and leveraging our network. We were even connecting to more nonprofit organizations who wanted to do communal impact. So I think that the idea is still growing. At the moment, it's again money and time. We kind of reach a point where like we never actually do the fundraising for this project. We did just on our own time when we have money, when we have time.
Right.
So we just donated like once a week to it. But we realized even once a week, there's only so much you could expand. So as of like a month ago, we decided that we could establish like a proper NGO for this company, and we'll go after funding, because I've done it already. So I'm like, yeah, let's do some funding for it, so that with the funding, at least I could hire a crew to do the video taking, video editing of all the classes, right? I mean, we can't just expect volunteers to do all of that for free. Like I done it, but it takes such a long time. So in order to be able to really like expand our footprint and reach out to more audience and student than we have imagined before, we just kind of now get back to the original point. We will have to do fundraising for it.
Yeah, and so the book's name is Adventures in Architecture for Kids. It should be on Amazon. We're going to have a link to that on our show notes. And you're using that book to help that fundraising, right? So,
Yes. In order to be able to do more teaching for different families, we will hope to. The book is not for free. People will have to buy it, but the money we get out of it, we hope to actually use it to fund the operation for this non-profit organization, so that we could continue to teach more. We don't know how else to sell it, so we just sell our idea, our way of teaching. And I hope that family who are fortunate enough to be able to afford the book, it's only $20. I think it's only $20. There are some family who are a bit more fortunate. $20 may not be too much for them. So, but for some kid, it is probably a bit more than they could afford. So we just hope to use our way to distribute the wealth slightly differently.
Yeah, Vicky, you're so inspiring to hear everything that you're doing. You're making such an impact in the world. through your skills and talents as an architect. I'm very inspired by you. We're being listened to by thousands of architects right now. And I'm sure they are inspired as well. What is one thing that a small firm architect can do today to build a better business for tomorrow?
I think architects today has to stay diverse and invested in their community. When I meant diverse is that they have to not be only interested in one subject. If they were willing to spend their research and time and investment on finding out a subject that they care in multiple different trades, I think as a small business, it would be very beneficial. For me, they were the fundraising. It was the education side. It was the farming side. And all of that weren't actually something that I learned in school. And then I was able to gather that to form a specialty for my business. And being able to invest in the community, it's just rewarding in professionally in so many ways. And people trust us more as we design, and we speak with more credential, with more credit as we present.
His name is Vicky Chan. The website is AOArchitect.us. That will be on our show notes, but you should go to AOArchitect.us because you will see everything that Vicky and his team are doing over there, both on the profit side as well as the nonprofit side. It's all over there. Again, the book's name is Adventures in Architecture for Kids. Go buy it. Please go buy it and support what Vicky's doing. Vicky, I am inspired and impressed by you, and I appreciate you for doing what you do in the profession, serving the world through architecture, and I appreciate you for sharing your knowledge here today at EntreArchitect Podcast.
Thank you, Mark. I had a really wonderful time talking to you and learning from. I'm looking forward to learn from all of your audience too.
If you liked this episode of EntreArchitect Podcast, please share a rating, write a review, and share a link to this episode with a friend. That's how you could help grow EntreArchitect Podcast. Thank you to our sponsors, FreshBooks, Arcat, and Twinmotion for their support of this episode. Links to all our sponsors and all our resources that we discussed today are available at the show notes for this episode found at entrearchitect.com/podcast. EntreArchitect is a member of the Gable Media Podcast Network. Gable Media is curated thought leadership for an audience dedicated to building a better world. That's you. Listen and subscribe to all the shows at gablemedia.com. That's GABLmedia.com. Go there now. And check out EntreArchitect Academy membership. Ready to edit business resources for architects, live monthly business training for architects, a supportive architect community, and simple systems. Our new business system program developed for you, the small firm entrepreneur architect. It's all waiting for you right now at EntreArchitect Academy membership, including AIA continuing education learning units. Yep, they are there too. EntreArchitect is there for you. Come join me and hundreds of your entrepreneur architect friends. Visit entrearchitect.com/join to enroll today. Thanks for listening today. Love, learn, and share what you know.
Imagine earning continuing education credits while doing exactly what you're doing right now. Well, you can. Gable Media has revolutionized the way you earn your continuing education credits with a groundbreaking approach. Forget running around town and scouring the internet for credit-worthy courses. Fulfill your CE requirements effortlessly by listening to engaging podcasts just like the one you're listening to now. Our podcasts are designed to educate, entertain, and inspire, all in a user-friendly environment. But wait, there's more. Architects, Gable Media is also approved as an AIA continuing education services provider. Upon completion, we handle everything, from reporting your hours directly to the AIA to storing your certificates in your personal Gable Media profile for your self-reporting needs. So follow the link in the show notes and start earning your credits in the most innovative and entertaining way possible with Gable Media.
Attention architects and creative minds, get ready to supercharge your brand with Build Your Brand, the podcast that's unlocking the secrets of branding success for creatives. Hey there, it's Mark Arlepage, founder of EntreArchitect, and I'm inviting you to join my friend, architect marketing expert Jeff Eccles at Build Your Brand podcast, where he explores the captivating stories of the world's top brands and transforms their lessons into powerful moves for small firm architects and creatives like you. In Season 1, Jeff shares the thrilling tale of Southwest Airlines, where he dissects their journey to the summit and distills it into strategies tailor-made for you.
It's important to keep in mind that companies like Southwest compete in the real world, just like you, and face real-world challenges, just like you. You might be surprised at how similar those challenges are to the struggles that you grapple with on a day-to-day basis.
Don't miss out on your blueprint for success. Subscribe, tune in, and let's build your brand together.
You may have noticed that the very best brands in the world are also known for having somewhat unique corporate cultures. That's often the glue that holds everything together when they encounter those rough spots.
We don't do it because it inconveniences the passengers to whom we are primarily dedicated, the short haul, frequent flyer.
Follow the link in the show notes to subscribe to Build Your Brand today. Remember, no matter the size, the journey's the same. Your brand's journey to the top starts here.